Yeah, I think probably the first thing that jumps out is just the facility, and I mean, I think it's for really any facility, minor league, major league, it's first class. It's a great looking ballpark. I think for our players to some of them to get kind of their first taste of full season baseball and have it be in a ballpark in a facility like this in Fort Wayne is a pretty special deal. I think probably the second thing that jumped out was the fan base. I mean, look out and see the fan base as passionate as they are about baseball, as passionate as they are about this team, and just the support they have. You can't really ask for anything more from a development standpoint from a big league team.
Yeah, how much does it help from a development aspect to be able to put your players at the low A level in front of a crowd of 6,000 every day?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Honestly, I think you're trying to prepare them as best you can for for the big stage and Petco, and I think obviously 6,000 is a little different than 3-decker stadiums and things like that, but I think every experience you're trying to recreate as best you can at the minor league level, and this is definitely a proving ground when you're in front of passionate fans and people that are supportive. But every night you're on a stage. That's a good thing.
Talk about the relationship, Padres and Tin Caps, how it benefits both the Tin Caps and you guys at the Padres.
Yeah, no, I think it's been a great relationship for a long time. I think I had a chance to visit with Mike Nutter yesterday, and hear how passionate he is about Padre baseball, and I think it's. I think from my standpoint, I think it's something I've tried to do this year is get around to all the affiliates. This is it's kind of the second to last stop for me, but I think it's big. I think it's you're entrusting the city and the people here with the development of of assets and players that we spend a lot of time and money in terms of signing and recruiting, and I think it's a big thing as I've seen it with our guys that are up in San Diego, guys that have passed through here, and that they're able to call on experiences they had here in Fort Wayne, as they get into their big league career. So it's something that we value and something we look forward to continuing in the future.
Now, talking about some of the players here currently, you guys acquired Anderson Espinosa midseason. Just talk a little bit about why you decided to trade for him and what you've seen from him so far with the Tin Caps.
Yeah, I got my first chance last night to see him throw in a game. I know our coaching staff has obviously had a chance to see him here for the last month or so, and he's obviously very young for the level, just very young in general. 18-year-old, starting pitcher. It's easy fastball velocity. He does things easy. There's very little effort to what he does. I think we're still on the development side. We're still working on the development of the secondary pitches. But I think what we saw last night was a guy that has a chance to be a complete pitcher, a guy that has a chance to be a front rotation starter. And it was a great environment last night for him to come out. I know in the outing before that he had struggled, so you're always kind of looking to see how guys respond to that. And he responded really well to that, and that was exciting to see.
Talk a little bit about how Fort Wayne helps develop some of these players, because some of these players are coming in and out of Fort Wayne quicker than what they do in other organizations. Talk about how Fort Wayne's help them in their careers.
Yeah, I mean, I think each level is a little different with what they're trying to get out of it, and honestly, it really comes out. Each player has a little different development plan that they're trying to get through. I think one of the things in a low A environment is their first taste of full season baseball. So I think just getting used to schedule, getting used to the road trips, getting used to playing in different conditions, and really just getting used to playing every day. That's a big part of it. And I think Fort Wayne specific is, I think just being able to play in front of a lot of fans, that's always a good thing from a development standpoint. But I think one of the biggest things on the A-ball level and the low A level is just getting used to that daily schedule, that daily grind, and I think our guys have done well with this year.
How important is the coaching at a young level like this in organization to how a player develops?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think the coaching, you can honestly argue. I think coaching at every level is very important. I think you can honestly argue coaching at the lowest levels is the most important thing, because it's a time where players, they come into a system, they come in and learn kind of the Padre way. They learn pro baseball. They learn baseball the way we want to get it done. And you really have a chance to shape and mold, especially some high school players and some younger college players. You have a chance to shape and mold kind of how they're going to play the game, how they stretch, how they interact, how their pregame preparation routines are. So I think we put a lot of emphasis in it, and I think it's something that's a really big part of our program.
Has Sam gained the skills and the knowledge that he brings to the table? Has he been what you expected him to be in the role that he's in?
Yeah, I think Sam, in the farm director role, I think his background honestly was more on the scouting side. I think he had, whether it was pro scouting or whether it was the international scouting, I think he brings that, that expertise to it, which I think is an important part, honestly, even on the development side, because I think he has a feel for when you sign a player, kind of background and where guys come from and what scouts they're seeing and what they're, the time and effort they're putting in terms of signing guys. I think what he's done is assemble a really good staff, a staff that he can trust and rely on, some guys that all different experiences level, all different backgrounds, you know, to have guys like Mark Loretta or Trevor Hoffman or ex-Navy, Glendon Rush, guys that were really good Major League players, potential Hall of Fame Major League players. But then also have guys like we see here, you know, Vinny Lopez and Anthony Contreras, guys that, you know, that play pro ball, or guys that, you know, ultimately, you know, younger guys, younger coaches that are passionate about but very knowledgeable. And I think he's put together a diverse staff. He uses those guys. I think he's, you know, as he's learning his job, I think we're all growing together on the development side for the Padres.